Hello and welcome to another tutorial from BensBox. Today we're going to start the MySQL tutorials. So what I want to do just briefly is start with a little introduction, just to welcome you to the MySQL tutorials. Okay. What we're going to do is just cover what MySQL is and the applications of it and how we can use it for our web pages. Okay. So if I start with what MySQL is, basically it's a free database that you can access over the internet. So it doesn't cost you a thing. But you will need access to it. Okay. Basically, what it does, it allows you to create databases, tables, entities, just like any other database software. So I don't know if you've ever used something like Microsoft Access. Okay, but all databases do the same thing, and this is no other type of database. It does all the basic stuff. Okay. So obviously we'll be storing things into our databases and retrieving the data back out from them. Okay. So why would we use it? As you use sites, especially these days like Facebook, Google, basically any website that isn't static, and by static I mean the contents does not change. Okay, it probably uses MySQL, if not some other type of database software. Okay, but the reasons why we might want to use it: we're able to store product information, we can keep user information for things like login details, we can store our actual web pages. So if we want to create a complete website that we're able to add pages and take away pages as such, we can just basically stick all our pages into, or our web pages IDs and names into a table, and we can call them as we wish. Also we can store contents of web pages. So if you're creating a website for someone else and they're going to control the whole thing themselves, then you can create a CMS, a custom management system, and that allows them to change the contents of pages, and you can do this using MySQL. Well, also the very popular wall posts, so anything for discussions, forums, Facebook for example, you've got loads of types of posting on there. So there's just a few examples. Like I say, the uses of this are huge. Okay, and you will use this probably in every single main website that you use, especially if it's going to be dynamic. Alright. Okay, so that's the uses. There is a few important things that we need to go over first. It is vital that you do know your PHP before you start these MySQL tutorials. So if you haven't gone through PHP or you're not comfortable with PHP, I would suggest just to go back, just go over the few things. If you carry on with this tutorial, then you probably get the hang of PHP. But it's better that you understand straight PHP and sole PHP scripts that have nothing to do with MySQL first before you begin MySQL PHP scripting. Just so you understand what you are doing when it comes to the simple things. I don't want you have to get confused on the easy things and understand all these complicated things that we'll be going through throughout the MySQL tutorials. Okay, so if you don't know your PHP or you're not too comfortable with it, all I suggest, go back, do a little practice. But if you think you're ready, by all means carry on. MySQL isn't extremely complicated. It just takes a little while of logic and just basic understanding, really. I remember when I first started to teach myself, I really had no sense of how to use MySQL or how to connect to it or how to access it through PHP. So I want you to understand fully PHP before you carry on, just so throughout the tutorials it makes it easier for me and a lot easier for you to understand what's going on if you understand the rest of the basic stuff. Okay. And also, like I say just a while ago, you do actually have to have access to PHP and MySQL. Okay, so if you are using XAMPP for example and you're just doing a localhost, then you should have MySQL set up. If you haven't actually set it up yourself, then do go into the tutorials for XAMPP, and there should be a little setup on that. Okay, so that's only if you're using XAMPP. If you're using an actual host, then the chances are that you do have MySQL set up. If you don't have MySQL set up, ask for your money back, go somewhere else. And if you're not really sure what's going on, head on to BensBoxTut if you're not already. Look at this tutorial. If you're looking for YouTube, the tutorial links at the bottom, and follow the links. I have a link for hosting and for a domain name. Pretty cheap, but it's the best way if you're gonna learn this and you're gonna take this serious. The best way to do it is on a live host, just so you have complete familiarity of what it is and what it is like in the real world. But XAMPP does a pretty fine job too, and all the tutorials that I'll be going through with you, or most of them, will just be on XAMPP on my local host, just to save time. Okay, but you can't do MySQL or use MySQL without having access to MySQL. Alright, so in the rest of this tutorials, what we'll go over first is just the basic setups of databases. Okay, so we'll be looking at PHPMyAdmin and the way to use its wizards, or how to use its SQL scripts. Okay, this is just without PHP. This is solely just getting used to the concept of MySQL and its databases, and how it's used. It is important, let's face it, to have a reasonable understanding of the background stuff, and what is what and how to use what, especially when it comes to more complicated tutorials. Okay, so as long as you understand the concept of MySQL, how to access all the details on PHPMyAdmin, okay, without using PHP, then you should have no worries whatsoever. Okay, and then obviously finally what we'll be doing is using PHP, which is how you would use it in websites, to access details or data, and how to control the data that's inside of the databases. Alright, so that is it for the introduction to MySQL. I'm sorry it's gone on a little bit, but I just need to make a few things clear. Like I say, you need to make sure you know PHP pretty well, and you need to have access to MySQL and PHP. What I could suggest is just take it steady. Okay, if you don't understand something the first time, let's go over it again, because like I say, when I first taught myself, it really did take me a while to get the hang of things. But hopefully the way I'm going to lay it out, if you just do it in order, you should get it step by step, and we'll go basically from bottom upwards. Okay, so we're going to build our little empire. Alright, so thank you for watching this introduction, and I'll see you on the next MySQL tutorial. Thank you.